I don't know about you, but have you ever noticed your favourite food product getting smaller, but the price staying the same? Well, chances are it isn't your imagination and it isn't an accident. It's called shrinkflation and it's happening in a grocery store near you right now. Today, we're talking about what shrinkflation is, how to spot it, and most importantly, how to avoid falling for it. If you buy food for your family, this is important stuff if you want to stick to your budget. Shrinkflation is when companies reduce the size or the quantity of a product but keep the price the same, or sometimes even increase it. It's sneaky because most of us don't notice right away. We see the same packaging and assume it's the same value. One of the most famous shrinkflation conspiracy theories out there centers around the Big Mac. If you've ever been to McDonald's and thought, what about the size of that burger? I'm sure it was bigger when I was a kid. Then you're not alone. But where that's concerned, there's no hard proof out there. That's probably because no one's ever kept hold of a Big Mac from 1992 so that they can make the comparison. And, well, McDonald's sure as heck aren't going to tell us that they've shaved a little off their iconic burger over the years. So the speculation goes on. But in the grocery store, it's a lot more black and white. Cereals, chips, candy, cleaning products. These are all examples of products where you might find evidence of shrinkflation. So are food companies all scheming, deceitful profiteers? Well, you might feel that way, but another way to look at it is simply that these companies have targets to hit and shareholders to keep happy. If they're smart, they'll try to achieve both those things without pissing off people like you who buy their stuff, but clearly it doesn't always work that way. The food retailers will pass the buck and say it's all down to their suppliers. The suppliers themselves, meanwhile, will say they're facing rising costs, whether it's due to inflation, supply chain disruptions, higher wages, or whatever. So rather than raising prices, they reduce the product size to protect their profit margins. They know you're more likely to notice a price hike than a smaller package. And that's why it looks a little bit sneaky and a little bit underhanded. But remember folks, shrinkflation isn't illegal and it isn't new, but it is becoming more common. So you need to know how to spot it. Now, there are 3 ways in particular that you can try to pick out if shrinkflation is happening to your favorite products. First of all, always look at the net weight or volume on the package. You see, companies might try to shrink the contents while keeping the packaging the same size. Secondly, be sure to focus on unit prices, which tell you the cost per ounce or gram or litre. This helps you compare products more accurately, and if you want to know more about unit prices, check out this video. Finally though, companies often redesign packaging when they shrink their products, so be alert to any changes in the look or design of the pack that you're buying. There are also things you can do to prevent yourself from falling victim to shrinkflation at all. Larger packs usually offer better value, and while they might shrink too, they often start off with a better price per unit, so try to buy bulk when you can. Store brands are often less likely to shrink products compared to national brands. Plus, they're usually cheaper, so always look to the lower shelves in the store because that's typically where you'll find those products. I talk more about that in this video. Now, if your go-to product does shrink, be prepared to switch to a different brand or alternative that offers better value for money. Loyalty is all well and good until it doesn't pay, so don't be afraid to change things up if you're not getting the deal that you're used to. It also pays to follow consumer reports and online forums where other shoppers post shrinkflation examples. You probably spend at least 10% of your income at the grocery store, so it's worth investing a little bit of your time to keep on top of what other shoppers are discovering. You have sites like Which in the UK or Choice in Australia that collect information from shoppers and report on it regularly. In the US, you might have to dig around a little bit more, but sites like Business Insider or Tasting Table do run pieces on shrinking groceries from time to time. One way or another though, being aware is half the battle. Alrighty folks, shrinkflation is a sneaky little way that companies are getting more of your money without you noticing. But if you stay vigilant and you shop smart, you can outflank them. So next time you're in the store, keep an eye out for those dieting packs, check those unit prices, and don't let them pull one over on you. Hit subscribe now for more tips on how to make the most of your grocery budget, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.